Hey everybody, Jane here, and today I am reviewing Death of a Gigolo by Laura Levine. This is book 17 in the Jane Austen mystery series, and yes, I have read every single one of them. This is the newest release. I absolutely love this series. So this series is about a girl named Jane Austen. She is a freelance writer who typically does things such as commercials, her most famous one being Toilet Masters. She tells you about Toilet Masters in basically every book. She has no love life, so to speak of, and lives with her kitty named Prozac, who's a complete diva and kind of a brat cat, but is still lovable and wonderful, and Janie loves her dearly. She also has a friend named Lance, who gives her a lot of grief because Janie she doesn't love the gym, she eats what she wants, and she loves elastic banded pants. And Lance is basically against all of those things, heavily. In this particular story, Janie is hired by a wealthy heiress to write the next 50 Shades of Grey. The author, to ghostwrite the next 50 Shades of Grey. The heiress who has hired her basically gave her some very, very basic details and said, go to this room in my house and write the book. So Janie is enjoying the wealthy life and the pampering that she gets, including excellent food by the chef and being able to hang out in the business office with a girl very much like herself who enjoys food and elastic waisted pants, while kind of typing away at this book that is probably going to be terrible and that she's not really qualified to write, but hey, the money's good. And I mean, 50 Shades of Grey wasn't exactly good literature if we're being honest. While all this is going on, the heiress meets a much younger man, falls instantly in love, and decides that they are going to get married. She has had an older male suitor who is very upset that, his lady love has been taken by this very young guy who is not a great person. There is not, as far as I can tell, an actual gigolo in this book, but this guy is more like a guy who you can tell is a ne'er-do-well that is just after the old woman's money. At least everybody seems to be able to tell that, but the old woman who is madly in love with this younger boy. Ultimately, that man is murdered, stabbed in the tanning bed, and Janie Austen, who has been spending 17 books solving mysteries, decides that she's got to be on the case. So she does tell the heiress that she will determine who killed this person and, get justice for the heiress who seems to be beside herself with grief. While all this is going on, Janie Austen also has a little bit of a personal thing going on. She has an ex-husband who has come to her and said, basically, I've changed my life around and I want to get back with you. I realize I didn't deserve you. I was terrible to you. And so we have a little bit of her dating the ex-husband and seeing how that turns out. I will let you know the cat does not like the ex-husband. And cats are wonderful judges of character. Take from that what you will. These books are so fun. They're not necessarily amazing. I would call them they're like candy. They're yummy and delicious and fun, but there's not necessarily a lot of substance. I gave this book a 4 out of 5. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because it's freaking fun to read. I read it in 5 hours. It's not a very big book. I read it in 5 hours. I had a good time. The last book in the series was a little bit too over the top for me and I didn't love it. This was back to normal levels of over the top. But these are meant to be funny. They're not necessarily, if you are just in it for a serious mystery, the mysteries are kind of meh. I will say if you're a Janie Austen fan, the mystery in this is nothing special. Pretty quickly, you'll probably figure out what she's doing because there are certain tropes that Laura Levine tends to use in her mysteries that we see over and over again. So if this is the first time you're reading a Jane Austen, you might be really, really surprised by the thing that happens. If you've read many of her books, this thing happens a lot, and it's really like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. So I don't read these books necessarily for the mystery, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's an amazing mystery, because the mystery is meh. But I love Jane Austen. She is so fun, and these books are a lot of fun to read. So I do recommend, I think this was a blast. Jane Austen has a great character voice. So the narrative voice, it is told in first person, and her narrative voice is so good. These books, I will say, I loved a little more when I started reading them, and now I maybe feel like the author, I don't want to say is not as invested in the characters, but I feel like she's not having as good a time writing them, maybe through the character voice. Like, the character voice is a lot, it's still got the beats. It's still got the funny and the beats, but it's a little more maybe distant than some of the earlier books. It could also be that I've just read 17 and am not as in love with certain elements of the series. I love the funny things that happen as long as they're not over the top. I like the character of Jane Austen. I love the humor, but I'm not in love with the series the way I was when I first binged the series. And this is a very bingeable series. Like I said, it's like candy. There's not a lot of substance. You could probably, if you just wanted to read the whole series in a month, you probably could. By that time, by about 4 books in, you'll be able to catch who the killer is. I was pretty close. But these are fun. So if you're looking for just a fun candy time, definitely check the series out. I love it for that reason. If you are looking for a more serious mystery, this is probably not for you. But obviously, if you were looking for a really serious mystery, you probably wouldn't pick one with a kitty on the cover messing up a drawer. Just saying. So this is exactly what you would expect. It's fun, it's crazy, it's Laura Levine. And yeah, I recommend this entire series. And this book was good. I believe with the last one I was hesitant to continue on because the last one was so over the top. This is fine. I'll be continuing the series. Some of them get a little too crazy. This was in the normal crazy level. I enjoyed it. Had a good time. All right, guys, this is Jane. My social media is below. Please like this video if you did like it. If you have read any of the Jane Austen mysteries, what is your favorite one? And subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, please. And also, by the way, just so you know, I am a romance writer. I have several books free to read on Kindle Unlimited if you have that. So my list of books is below. I also have books on Smashwords and occasionally give out coupons for those. So keep an eye out on the channel for free books. Talk to you guys next time. Bye.